Welcome back to the Shattered Truth. How's everybody doing out there today? In today's show, we're going to be talking about this is the path few choose. Today, we're going to be talking about most people avoid but secretly admire this path that people sometimes don't like to choose. They like to choose the wide path instead of the narrow path. And the wide path leads to destruction, ladies and gentlemen, always. We celebrate it from a distance, right? You know, but when it's time to walk it, and some people is not ready to walk that narrow path because they think that wide path is fun, exciting, but it really isn't. And people need to realize that. And I realized that a long, long time ago, going on that dark, wide path to destruction. Sometimes people don't see destruction coming until it really hits them. But you got to know the difference between destruction and not destructive path. And the narrow path is a hard path. It's a path of truth. And most people can't take the truth. They like to run away from it. Almost nobody does. That's what we're going to be talking about today on this show. It's an uncomfortable road, the lonely road, the disciplined road. In life, we need to be disciplined on the choices we make, things we do, all that good stuff, no matter what you do. You know, So let's define it first. You know, Discipline over emotions, truth over comfort. Sometimes when the truth hits us, we get right out of our comfort zone. We can't take it. The comfort zone just goes away. We start to get frustrated, like the pressure's on, pressure busts pipes, and it truly busts them. To be honest with you, it really does. Purpose over popularity. You know, that's what it is sometimes. The popularity is not always the truth one. That's the non-popular one. But if you want the truth and the light, you need to stay on this narrow path. And the narrow path leads you to the golden gates of truth, and the truth will set you free no matter what you do. And remember that, ladies and gentlemen. Most people choose what feels good now. They want it instant like coffee. They want it instant. I don't want it instant. Sometimes instant tastes good, sometimes it don't. But we need to be mindful of the wide path and narrow path. Most definitely. When did you realize that most people don't take the narrow path or actually want the hard path? The hard path is destruction. That's the fun path. That's what everybody runs to all the time, you know? And many people will not find the narrow path. What was a moment where you had to choose between growth over comfort? What was that time? Well, I had plenty of times I had to choose growth over comfort because comfort, you know, my path is very crowded. Oh my God, it is. Everybody's running to the wide path for sure. Purpose is lonely. Yes, your purpose in life is going to be lonely because everybody's purpose is not your purpose. So always remember that. And that's another thing. We always have to remember that. Let's be real. The path you choose is hard. The sacrifice. Some things you sacrifice, you have to stop doing in life, to be a better person. We have to have patience. Sometimes, you're going to get rejected on some things. The truth is a rejection. Why most people don't choose it because they don't like rejection, but rejection's okay. It'll help you out along the way. It'll let you know I got to do better. I got to grow at this situation. I got to grow. I just have to grow. Have this misunderstood thing, people being misunderstood about, you know, the path we choose or the path that people choose. You know, I don't agree with people, choosing the wide path to lead to destruction. That's them. That's their choice. The Most High give us free will. I mean, our will is free. It's free as a bird, like a bird flying in the sky. It really is. Like, hey, how much I have to say about that? Like, it truly is. Most people don't avoid greatness because they can't achieve it. Yes, see, people, want to be great, but sometimes we have to fall to learn. Then one day you can become great at what you do. I do. Anybody out there around the world do. You know, and you will achieve it one day. So we all gonna, crawl before we walk. That's life. They avoid it because of what it costs. Yes, it's a cost to be on this narrow path. It's a cost. You might lose friends, family, aunt, uncle, cousins, friends, relatives, um, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, that's was with you on this wide path and you decide to put it in reverse. Go on a narrow path. And you'll see how many friends you have then. It's a lonely walk. It is. It's an ego behind it. You seek for validation. You seek for bad habits, and those bad habits is on that path that people choose the most. That's the wide path. That's the destruction path. And it's sad that people can't see that destructive path. I don't understand what's wrong with people out there today. It doesn't make sense to me. And here's another thing everybody wants the crown, nobody wants the cross. See, there we go. Everybody wants to be the crown, everybody wants to be the king this, the king that. But you know what? Sometimes, it's not about the crown. It's about, growing, being better at what you do. And when you hit that cross, the most high cross, that's the truth and the light. That cross, that shining cross light right there, you know, make sure you choose the right path always. The loneliness of the growth, it's a loneliness when you're growing. You don't want to let people know you're growing. You want to do it silently, you know. You want to do it day by day, taking baby steps with this thing. Here's the part nobody talks about though. Here it is. Not because you're better, but because you're different now. You're a different breed. You're a different person in life. So when people come back and see you again, they be like, this ain't the same person that I saw last week or yesterday. This person, he's he's full of energy, joy, happiness, cheerfulness. He's grateful for what he has. He's not the person that gossip, you know, doing all that crazy stuff that you used to do. People are shocked. They're impressed, you know. So that lonely path of growth is the best one because it's silent. It's silent. You're silent in what you're doing. And that's a good thing. It's not too bad because you will learn to stop gossiping, stop partying, start building, start reading. You'll start praying more. You'll start disciplining your mind. You have to change your mind. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, like them old heads used to say out there. Boy, your mind is a terrible thing to waste, right? It really is. It's a terrible thing to waste. That's what my grandma used to tell me. Boy, you're gonna lose your mind. You're not gonna do anything. You're just gonna keep messing up, keep taking the wrong path. This, that, la, all that crazy stuff. That's what she told me. She told me that. It's crazy. You will become unfamiliar to those who knew the old you. Yes. Don't let the people know the old you anymore. Show them the new you. Become new, a new creature in the Most High. He wants you to be new, set apart, different from everybody else. So take that narrow path. That's the right path, for sure, most definitely. And you will know another thing. Did you lose relationship when you started growing? Did y'all? When you started growing more, becoming a better person, did you lose friendship, relationships? Did you? I did along the way, but it was okay because the Most High got people He gonna put in front of you that's gonna need to be there for you, support you, no matter what the situation is. They will be right there at all times. How do you handle outgrowing environments? How can you handle that? An environment that's fast paced, on a wide path. How can you handle that outgrowing environment? And you walking the narrow and you see everybody else going the other direction, you know? And it's driven by sin. Sin is the number one thing that's hurting the world right now. Sin. The Most High died for you and me because of sin, and sin is damaging the world. And sin is a destructive path. That's the wide path. That's the most dangerous thing on the wide path is sin. Sin destroys man. It will and it always will be. Each and every day. That's the downfall. It's the sin. And he'll forgive us for that sin, you know. But choose the right path. That's the narrow. And he'll forgive you for them sins. All day, every day. The rest of your life. Remember that. Always. Discipline versus motivation. We got to have motivation. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is identity. There's identity to this. It always been an identity to motivation. What motivates you during the day? Who motivates you at work? Is it your friend, your coworker, your wife, your husband? Who motivates you? Somebody tell me who does that in your life. It could be a cousin, your brother, anybody out there is a motivation. Or is it the Most High? That's the number one person that can motivate you the most. The Most High. The spiritual realm. The spirit. If your spirit's good, then that's good. Then you're motivating yourself. Sometimes you got to motivate yourself. You can't look for people to motivate you. You know, until people learn that, then it's gonna be up and down about the situation. But motivate yourself. That's good. That identity. Get to know your identity. Don't worry about nobody else's identity. Worry about your identity. Motivation is the path you chooses and isn't built on hype. It's not built on hype for motivation. You don't have to be hyped up to get a motivation. You can get a motivation by relaxing, you know, just reading your scriptures on a daily basis, or you can be vibing on music. Music can motivate you, or relaxed music, and it don't have to be a hype song. Sometimes the hype fast music don't motivate you. You need something that's gonna relax your mind, you know, relax it, be easy with it, and everything's gonna be fine. Motivation says it'll start Monday. Not necessarily. Your motivation can be any day of the week. You don't have to start on Monday or the weekend. Any day. You can motivate yourself any day. You don't need to look for people to motivate you. You got to know how to motivate yourself. Discipline. I start now. You need to start now. Discipline now. Discipline yourself right now. Because if you don't discipline yourself right now, at this very moment, then who will? You can sit here in your room, talk to the wall. The wall's not gonna, help you, motivate you, or discipline you, or help you take that right path. No. You gotta make your decision, your choice. Motivation disappears. Yes, it does. It disappears when it's hard. Now, that's the tough part. When things get hard, critical, when it gets critical at a moment in time, what you going to do in that situation? What are you thinking? Is it a positive? Is it a negative? Or is it on that narrow path? Then it won't be hard. The narrow path won't many people be on it, but it's not going to be hard. People think the narrow path's hard, but it's not. It's not. It's a motivation. But if you take that wide path of destruction, the motivation disappears, and no, and it's hard. That's when the Most High tests us each and every day. The discipline, it disappears because He's putting a test on us. Discipline shows up, especially when it's hard. Yes, it shows up when it's hard. Then you'll see who can handle what when something goes down, down, down. The path you choose is boring. Yes, that's what people say. Oh man, that narrow path is so boring. It's making me sleepy, man. I want to go where the people at. I want to go where it's exciting, loud, and full of sin, and just do what I want to do. That's what the enemy wants you to do. He wants you to go on that wide path. He wants you to make it make you think sin is a good thing. Sin is good. You can rate good things with sin, but it's bad. Men use them for bad, and it's a repetitive thing, you know. It's quiet, it's unseen motivation when it disappears, when it gets hard. People it's hard to, you know, people's hard to talk, because they're frustrated. They're like, man, why is this so hard? My motivation is there, but it's a hard motivation when it hits the reality. You hit that reality check, check, check. You're like, oh my God, this is so hard. What in the world is going on? You know, but it compounds, and compound growth beats emotional burst each and every time. You know, spiritual dimensions. We need the spiritual. This is a spiritual level here, the spiritual realm of the narrow path or the wide path. It's both sides have a spiritual side. What side are you on? You on the spiritual or the dark side of the spiritual? It's two different ones. There also a spiritual layer to this too. It's a spiritual layer. Yes, it is. It's always a spiritual layer to this situation. People don't know the spiritual realm is real. And most of the time, people just go on about their day. They don't think about the spiritual side of life. But we do have a spirit. Some people might agree, some people don't. That is always the case to all what's going on in the world today. Do, 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 do. Anyway, choosing truth in a world that rewards illusion. This world is full of illusions, distractions. So how can we avoid distractions? We need to pray to the Most High, to free our minds from distractions, because the devil, he's gonna attempt to try each and every day. He's gonna give you his best shot. He's gonna give you an uppercut, right hook, left hook, a headbutt, a biting ear like Mike Tyson. He'll give you all that stuff. Like he really is. He's gonna give you everything. He can give you his best shot. He's gonna bring the all the fallen angels to you just to test you out. And the world is full of illusion. Some people is in this matrix, in this illusion, like false reality. That's that wide path, that illusion. That illusion make you feel so good, don't it? It had me feeling so good for so many years. It really did. And I couldn't, you know, I couldn't get rid of it at the time. It had me in a strong hold. It had a grip on me. This illusion of this world had a grip on me. I used to just follow everything the world was doing. That's that wide path that people choose. It's like, oh my gosh, it's full of deception. It's full of everything going on that wide path. It is, but choosing integrity when compromise, it's easier. you know so we need to compromise, we need to question things, we need integrity, we need all this. Choose obedience over ego. We always have to choose obedience over ego, because if our ego take over, we will be going all over the place. We'll be just running this fast race, and you know we need to pace ourselves. But that ego is so bad, man. That ego. We get a spiritual power of ego. It is bad sometimes. We get cocky. We think we big headed, chest up, all that crazy stuff, man. We have to just have obedience. Obedience is what the most high wants us to have. Be solid, be humble. We don't need ego. Ego destroys us sometimes. It destroys a lot of people because of ego. Athletes, singers, podcasters, racers, they all have an ego, and their ego get them in trouble sometimes. You see it on the news sometimes. The athletes, having an ego and showing off, and then they get caught doing something wrong, and then the ego trip, this go back to reality, this pew shoot right back down. They're like, man, I'm sorry for doing this, forgive me for that. I didn't mean to do it, and I gotta, let go of my ego. I need obedience. We need obedience. The narrow path has always been narrow. It always been narrow. Nothing changed about it. The wide path to destruction always changes because it's full of sin, and sin can create anything. Just pop out of nowhere and just create something. That's what the devil does. He creates the wide path, and he will distract you and make you feel good and make you do things, like it feels good. Like my buddy Chris Brown said, grass ain't greener on the other side. It's not green on the other side. Sometimes it's not. That's the wide path. People think it's so greenery over there. It's like it looking like a golf course. It's so green over there. That's the enemy putting that thought in your mind. And then soon as you go over there, you cross over to that side, you think it's so green. Then it started getting dark looking and creepy looking, and you're like, oh my gosh, I made the wrong decision. I took the wrong path. My gracious, what in the world? What kind of path did I take? It's like the movie Pilgrim's Pride, when he took that dark path and he was just like, oh my gosh, it was just the enemy was just shooting darts and arrows at him. Like, oh my goodness, what in the world? The enemy was attacking him with all kinds of things. His mind was going crazy. He was just losing it. He was trying to figure out how to get back on his right path, and his friends was following him, and then one of his friends was like, man, let's keep going on this path, man. This is the quicker path to the most high. And then all of a sudden, one of his friends, walked somewhere and didn't come back. That's that path I'm talking about. What's up, Lou Rock? Lou Rock, this shot at True. My boy Lou Rock in the building. Shout out to Lou Rock. Miss Lovely Carla in the building. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it, Miss Carla. Let's do it. Let's do it. Miss Carla. This is Miss Carla. This is Shattered Truth. Uh-oh, look who it is. We got more people popping in here. Welcome in, welcome in. Miss Carla, how you doing? This is Shattered the Truth, and this is Carla. This is the Shattered Truth Show. How y'all? Hey, hey, hey. What's up, Lou Rock? Carla in the
What
building.
up?
Yeah, Carla. What up? I was, for 20 some minutes, I was talking about, the narrow path and the wide path to destruction. I was breaking it down. Yes.
Mm,
So, Carla. And I was talking about, I was watching this movie and it was called The Narrow Path, and he he left his wife to go, meet the most high for this mission. And him and his buddies, they had this ego trip. Man, this path here, man, is too long. Let's take the shorter path. So they took the narrow path, and it wasn't pretty. Everything was attacking them. Like it was bad. That's that wide path to destruction that we talked about, Miss Carla. Yeah.
Yeah, I find that ironic. I have not seen that movie. I'm looking at it right now. I'm definitely going to check that out later this evening.
Pilgrim's
You
Pride.
know, um,
Pilgrim's Pride.
oh, The Pilgrim's Pride.
Yes, the Pilgrim's Pride. Yes, that's
Wow.
when he was like going on that narrow path, and when he had this heavy burden on his back, so he was trying to get the burden off his back, but he took the wrong path to try to get the burden off his back. All his problems, he was trying to get to the Most High, so the Most High can get rid of all his
I've
problems.
seen this. I have
Oh, you
seen
said
this movie, The Pilgrim's
yes,
Progress. It's on Tubi for
yeah,
free.
yeah.
Oh, I
Pilgrim's
love this
Progress. My
movie.
bad. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I think it
yeah.
was yes, that's the one. It's a great example for what we talking about. The path to choose. That's it right there.
Oh, and more so, it has it as far as biblical accuracy goes and your walk in faith, it does
Yes,
a phenomenal job of identifying the stages of it, the steps of it, you know, the
it really
distractions that
does.
deviate if you stay in alignment and stay the narrow path, and the weight of it. It's one of my favorite like Bible based movies for sure. It's like my top three.
Yes, that I think I said the name wrong, but you corrected me. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's a really really good movie. To learn from when you're choosing the path. The right path, the truth.
Hmm.
And the narrow path may feel like it's uncomfortable, but it's a disciplined path that's going to lead you to the truth, and that's so so important in this day and time. It's
Yeah,
like
that
you
I
will
mean,
lose. Yes, it's like you will lose people, but you will gain clarity. And truth.
yeah, I remember. Do you remember the part about like the wise woman interpretation where she comes in and she's all angelic and he goes kind of into like a celestial state or a dreamy world behind the mountain, and
Yes,
there's the giant baby, right?
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. I remember
yeah.
that.
And then the wailing man as they're like going towards the exit of this lesson and everything, she's sharing with him. At the very end, there's a man in a cage who's been there a very long time. So his hair
The
is
man in
matted and
the
thrown over his face, beard down to his knees, and he's
cage.
wailing.
He's a cage man.
Yeah, and he's like, "What is that?" And she's like, passion, da 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 da, gives him, the scriptures, and he gets closer. He's like, "We gotta help him," He's like, his instincts take over, and I think that's one of the things that was trying to be addressed is where do they align with? But he gets closer, right? And she's like, "I wouldn't do that." And he gets closer and closer, and all of a sudden the man like leaps up and says the thing he's been shouting the whole time. And it's hopelessness. Hopeless.
Right.
It's
Yes.
a man that's lost his hope.
Yes. In this day and time, a lot of people have lost their hope. You can tell people is breaking down. I know you can tell.
It's a scary place to be. I've been there.
It is. And some people don't know how to get out. That's the problem.
There's only one way out, and that's up.
That's up.
And I mean, if you've reached the point in your journey where you are hopeless, I mean, literally, there's no hope. None.
Right.
There's
So
no
you have to,
joy. There's no sadness. There is nothing.
there's nothing. You
You're,
have to
you're an
question
empty
yourself.
vessel, like,
Right.
so what am I missing? Well, everything I'm not. And in order to consider that,
Exactly.
a lot of the time I've witnessed and discovered that you need help, but not
Yes.
just like worldly kind of help, but
Right. Spiritual
like
help.
genuine spiritual comforter, like Holy Ghost moment. You need a God experience. So in
Yeah,
that
you do.
moment of helplessness, before it's despair and death, you got to cry out. You've got to let yourself cry out. If you don't, well, there's only two options, like two ways left, despair and
Right,
death.
right. That's destruction. Then the enemy's gonna creep in and and give you all these crazy, freaky, wild thoughts, and and it's gonna sound good to the person or the individual, but and then at the end it's gonna be like, whoa, this is not what I thought it was. Oh yeah, he'll butter you up now. He'll put that extra butter up there that make it taste good, feel good, that to
You
take
know
make you
what's,
take that. Uh,
what's scary for me is when I reached that state of hopelessness, and I
mhm,
didn't know that there was a God. I didn't, it never even was a thought crossed my mind. I didn't have that kind of upbringing, and I was on my own for a lot. So when I reached that state of hopelessness and didn't choose the light and went
uh,
into this despair and death and became
right,
suicidal,
mhm,
what I'm looking back now is at the silence where before it was chaos and
right,
just a lot of in my head. But that moment of hopelessness and despair before suicide and death, it was silent. It
right,
was awkwardly silent, and all you're left with is nothing. Nothing.
right. It's
It's
like
like
you numb. You
not
just
even.
numb. You
You're
just worse
nothing.
than that. Do nothing. Yeah. Period.
Yeah,
You just no feeling nothing. This
you're
hopelessness,
just
like you said.
breathing.
Right. You
You're
just
breathing,
breathing. Yeah. That's it. Just breathing the air. Taking
blinking,
up space. Yeah. Exactly.
but you can't move. You have no strength. You have no fight. You have no will. You have nothing left.
It's like you have to choose long term peace over short term pleasure. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it
That's
boils down to life or death. Which do you choose? Then
right.
you have to take your fight back. You have,
You have to put your boxing gloves back on. Put your girly pants on. Let's battle. Let's get to it.
yeah, but don't battle God, I tell you that much. Like, and I did for a
Yeah.
very long time. And
Oh yeah, yeah. People's fighting
I
it
would
hard.
learn. I would learn.
Oh, me too. I was fighting it too. I was trying to be, hard headed, but he set my butt right down, didn't he? He
I'm
set
a
your butt
repeat
down.
offender. Yep. Repeat
Hey,
offender.
I ain't gonna cap. I'm a repeat defender too. I'm guilty too.
No, not defender. He's my defender, right? But I'm a repeat
Yeah,
offender. Like,
yeah,
wow.
yeah. I used to, repeat going on that wide path because it was feeling good at the time. I was a repeat defender of that. I was guilty of that. No cap.
Right? I mean, picture like acres and acres of a field, and in this field is just an accumulation of all sorts of things, right? And then
Right.
you happen to stumble across this tiny little, we got a ranch, right? We got a cattle ranch. And the cows
Mhm.
will follow and make these tiny little trails that are like 4 or 5 inches wide in a line to water. So you've got this cow trail, right? That's straight and narrow that you stumble upon.
Right.
It's just odd. Never seen it
Right.
before. And it's
Mhm.
straight. It goes left, it goes right. It doesn't
Mhm.
bend, it doesn't disappear, it continues on. Yeah, curiosity might strike the chord, but what the hell is this?
Right. What the
What
hell?
am I supposed to do with this? What is this? It makes no sense. So you just
And truly,
walk over it and continue on into the field, into the
right.
world.
Yeah.
Then you come back around because you had to turn around and come back. Oh, there's that path again. And after many times of repeat offensiveness, I finally decided to jump on the path, went 20 feet, and got back off again.
You just couldn't make your mind up.
Yeah. But eventually, I would continue to stay on the path a little bit longer each time.
Right.
So
You gotta
eventually,
fight the good fight. You gotta fight it.
yeah, it would grow because over time would reveal and show me, well, this is a constant, and I could
Hmm.
trust that this is never, it's straight. It's straight. It's a straight line.
Right. And that straight line to truth, that narrow path, you're building something nobody sees yet, like it's amazing
Yeah, because they're
taking.
in the field. They can't see from their perspective looking at me. The grass is taller than my knees. You know what I mean? There's debris in the way. They can't
Right.
see the path.
Hmm.
And you look weird standing there on something that they can't see or recognize. That's to be
Right.
expected. And once you embrace that, man, it does something internally. Something really cool
Yes.
happens.
Yes.
But at first, it's weird.
Right. If only people can imagine. It is a narrow one, that's for sure. It's an unpopular road.
Right? But consider this.
Hmm.
Sometime later, many days, many nights, many months, many moons, you see somebody else over yonder,
Right.
and they look at you, you look at them, but there's something different. And y'all don't think anything of it, you just continue on your path, and then all of a sudden, y'all's paths cross,
Hmm.
and y'all have a conversation and engagement, and it's temporary. I like
But
to call
what's so
those moments
crazy?
campfires.
But what's so crazy is everybody want peace, but they still on a destructive path and wanting peace. How that sound? Man, I just want peace. But you still in the same situation you've been in. The wide path. There's no peace in the wide path. Where people minds at? They say they want peace, but they still in a destructive path. Looking for peace in a destructive path now. Where minds are wasting. People
Yeah,
losing their minds. Oh man, I'm tired of doing this. But you keep doing it. How you gonna find peace? You still keep doing it. Come on, make it make sense. You know? But
yeah,
nobody
that's
wants the comfort in chaos. They want comfort in chaos too within themselves. You can't have comfort in a destructive path either. But people still think they can live in a destructive path and be comfort and want peace.
yeah.
Wrong answer. Hit the buzzer. Bzz, wrong answer. Next. Carla, next, Carla. That's next. Hit the next button, Carla.
And not no MTV dating next. We're talking, you know,
Yeah,
next.
this ain't the dating show.
Yeah, you remember that one?
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah, like
That was a while
the
back,
bus,
wasn't it?
right? And yeah, something like that. Was it MTV? I may
Yeah,
be
I think so.
mistaken.
Yeah, I could be mistaken, but I think it was MTV. It was on. They had a dating show there, right? And then you remember that show that come on late. The girl catches the boyfriend cheating. What was that? What's it called? I cheated. That was the name of that late show. I cheated. He
Cheaters?
was. Yeah, cheaters. Yeah, the guy thought
Yeah,
he was on this. He was on the wide path, right? But he thought he could just stay in it, and he thought he could just get away. But it's an example that show cheaters. When you're on this wide path and you think you're doing something, and then the destruction comes, the truth comes and hits you, and you're trying to escape it, but you got caught. You a cheater. The Most High said you're a cheater. It's like you're cheating, right? On the path of destruction, right? You're cheating. You're trying to cheat to get quicker to the Most High, but it's no other way but one way, right? That's the narrow path.
oh, preach. Dude,
Hey,
I tried shortcuts before. Turns out that's the
shortcut
enemy
cut.
lying to me. And it took me twice as long because now I had to
Yeah,
backtrack to get back to where I left off. Oh
yeah,
man, the deepness. The
yeah.
enemy is very tactical, very experienced, very
He's the
strategic,
great, right? He knows
but
how
in a
to con you. He's the
diabolical way.
great deceiver. He's the great deceiver of
Yeah,
all deceivers. And
knowing he's
people,
not going to win,
right? And
but
people
still,
study fall for it. I can't understand it. It's just like
yeah.
crazy to
So there's
me.
a
People
Bible
still.
verse. There's
All
a
right, go ahead.
Bible verse that that's why I was like, oh, MTV this. Like I gotta look up this Bible verse.
Yes,
I was like,
yes.
put it for a moment, right? So there's a Bible verse that states, "For many are called, but few are chosen." It's Matthew 22:14. As far as what we were
Okay.
just talking about.
Right.
the
Go
people
ahead.
being out in the field, being out in the world. We are all called by God, but few are chosen.
Hmm.
What does that say to you?
It says a lot. Like it's only going to be a few that's chosen out of what a billions of people. A lot of people is not going to be chose. Like it. Some people is not meant to be on that you know narrow path. You know,
I
it just
I
it,
could
it
see
is what
that.
it is, huh?
I could see that. I can see that.
Yes, yes.
Can I
Some people just go ahead.
throw something in there though?
Go
When it
ahead.
refers to a few are chosen, do you think possibly as a loving father who loves all of his kids because he is love,
Right. Yeah,
that
that's right.
he's not insecure,
Mm,
he's a steadfast, it does not change. So this calling being offered to everyone, there's no contract, there's no condition, there's nothing other than choosing to follow
right.
him and then following him by being led. So do you think that when he says few are chosen, he's referring to few will choose me because they
Right.
have been chosen?
Right. He loves us like, but people still do what they want to do, but he still love them though. Like he's still there with them. But after a while, he's gonna get tired. He's gonna let you go. He's gonna cut you. He's gonna let you go. And he's gonna let you
Yeah,
fall. Big time.
yeah,
Hard. The worst fall you can ever have. He's gonna give it to you.
yeah. It's a limited number of those, who are invited that will actually accept the invitation on God's terms, which are love me first and, just completely like wholeheartedly, absolutely in love with God. And when you love something,
Love,
so
love,
everything
love.
changes.
Real love. We
Your
talking about
identity
this real love.
changes.
Right. That real love.
Smooth.
Real love call. I'm talking about that real love.
It is, though. It is so real to me. And now it's tangible. I see
That's
him
right, Lou Rock.
with others, whether they're aligning with him or not. I just see
Yeah,
him.
he's right.
Yeah.
Right. Most people live in sin over most high laws. Yes. Okay, okay, brother. Well, as long as you, well, thank you for being here with us, though. Thank you. Welcome back, brother Tim. My brother Tim, all brothers is here. We him been brothers since day one. Shout out to him. He been on my podcast for 4 years. He's been with me for 4 years, and he's wonderful people down there where he's living at, and he helps me out, doing scriptures and all that good stuff. And that's a brother right there. That's a true warrior for the Most High right there. Stay blessed, brother Tim. My other co-host, wonderful co-host, brother Tim, and Miss Carla. Another thing though, Miss Carla, check this out. So now we live in a world that rewards distractions, right? Don't they reward distractions? The silliest stuff, right? The stupidity, right? Is that correct, Miss Carla? It's
I'm here. Forgive me. My little 3-year-old is
oh yeah, you good.
having a
Yeah, you good.
moment.
Okay, yeah, you good. You good. Okay,
Yeah.
you good. You good. I got you good.
Yeah.
You good. You good. You good. Yeah, yeah, Lou Rock, man, like I said, endless scrolling, like constant noise, validation on demand, bro. Like, yeah, yeah. The AI is people news god. Yes, it is. That's their new god, bro. They run to the AI. That's the image of the beast, right, brother Tim? The AI is the image of the beast, right? That's the beast system, right, brother Tim? We talk about it all the time. That's the beast system, Lou Rock. That is. you know we have to grow because growth requires reflection. Yes, yeah, it's definitely a part of it. Yes, welcome into the Shadow Truth show. Welcome in, welcome, everybody's welcome in. Yeah, it is yep, that's right, brother Tim, it is. And, and when you're on that narrow, when you're on that wide path, you'll become lazy in all areas that you need to be not lazy at. you and you start to blame others on that wide path. You start doing wrongful things. You know, mediocrity. You're gonna have all that bad stuff. That comes with that wide path. The cost of the easy path. You know, your potential. Your standards, your identity, which I was talking about earlier. Identity. Of that. Easy path. What it can cause. You know, you don't feel it immediately. Nothing on that path is going to make it's going to hit you immediately. It's going to hit you, where it hurts. And when you hit that destructive path, it's going to hit you hard, and it's not a great feeling at all. Lou Rock, it's not a great feeling. B BDM BDVY. What's up, BD? Welcome to the Shattered Truth Show, my friend. You know, but years later, you wake up and you try it. Keep trying. Never give up. Wondering how you end up somewhere you're never meant to be if you stay on that wide path. You can be somewhere you don't want to be, and it's a hard way to get back to that narrow path. Once you go to that wide path, it's hard to get back on that truth path. It is. It's gonna be a fight to get back over there because the enemy's gonna test you from head to toe. Yeah, be very careful with these people. Yeah, they don't believe. No, they don't. They don't believe in the Most High, Lou Rock. You know that, and you be telling people all the time, right? You better get right. You better know him. You better. If you don't know him, you gonna find out what's gonna happen to you, right, Lou Rock? Isn't that right, Lou? These people are being exposed and they fear their time is coming. Yes, bro, they fearing it. Yes, they can feel like, yeah, the time's running out. Their luck is running out, Lou. That luck is running out. It truly is. That wide path is gonna crash, gonna come crashing down, 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 down. With the song, are you down, 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 down? Even when the sky is falling down. Hey, Lou Rock, the sky gonna come falling down on them. Why? Yeah, yeah. The daughters is upset. Yeah, amen. Yeah, yeah. To know you're most here, the first. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The real question is, do you hear him or you insert? Yeah, you have to hear. If you don't hear him, you're gonna learn to hear him. You're gonna need the most high. You're gonna need him at some point. When people on that like on their deathbed or something like that, then they'll start calling the most high. Please help me, help me, help me. They was big and bad when they was living in sin and on that destructive path, that wide path. They didn't even call on him. As soon as something happens, you notice that when somebody get in trouble or get badly hurt, they start calling on the Most High, don't they? Don't they, Lou? Don't they, Carla? Don't they do that? Yes, they do. Yeah, it is written. You're going to, yes. Oh my goodness. You, you, you could be like, bro, do you know what you're doing? Like, you need to stop what you're doing because it's gonna be something that you don't want to deal with down the road. You trying to give people those warning signs, like you got this sign up, and it's like they just driving and not even looking at the sign. It's like you driving, going somewhere, and you're not even paying attention where you're going. You're just going because you're driving. You think because you're driving, you're going to get to your destination. You need that direction. Yes, there's only one way to yeah. Yep. That's right. That's right, brother Tim. There's only two ways. That's right. It's only two ways. Carla, it's two ways. Yes, it's only two ways. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's God or not God, and that's applicable in all areas, visible and invisible, right?
There it is.
So you got
See
to
and
start
can't
asking
see.
yourself about that too, and then that falls kind of into like discernment and things of that nature.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm all about getting God's nature, understanding His
Yes.
nature
We
until
need
it's
to understand.
natural. Yeah.
Yes, natural. And when it becomes natural, woo, it's the best feeling in the whole universe and beyond. Discernment is beautiful. Yes, discernment gets you out of a lot of situations. Like it keeps you safe, right? They only keep you safe, Carla. That discernment keep you safe. That wide path, you don't have discernment. You just going.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Discernment, I mean, it covers like absolutely everything in
Protects
this
peace.
world, at that time, things that you can't see. It addresses everything. And there aren't many words in that I am aware of that can put all respects into the appreciation and truth that comes with discernment. Like the level of gratitude, like it is all encompassing. It's the best kind of penetration because it's indwelling. It's more than more.
Right. Exactly. More and more, more and more. And after that, more and more, more.
What about the identity that comes with it? Your new identity?
Ooh, yes, I was talking about early that in the early part of my show, the show we
Mhm.
have. Yeah, I was talking about in the beginning about the identity part. Yes, yes. Go ahead. Give us a little bit about the identity.
Just a visualization that comes to mind is, the shedding of old skin. And
Yes,
then,
like shedding
and if
snakes.
let's say that each part of the things that gots to go,
Right.
that you were never meant to carry, pains,
Mm.
fears, lies, not God. But you can't just shed it all at once because then, yeah, that would just be gross. It's a
Some
beautiful
people just want to.
process. Yeah.
They want to rip it off all at once, like the
Yeah.
Hulkamania, Hulk Hogan. Rip it, brother.
Yeah. I mean, here it just won't work that way, you know.
It doesn't.
But it's a layer by layer. It's kind of like an onion, just peel back
Yeah.
anger, peel back pride, peel back ego, peel back, and at this, moment instantaneously after it's been peeled back, removed, and you've got that empty space to fill. Guess what
Right.
come in?
Right.
God.
I think I rather have the apple than the onion. The onion's gonna be strong trying to peel it.
Oh, I love being an onion.
It's gonna burn
Jesus,
my eye. Carla,
take
you're
one
gonna
more
burn my
layer.
eye.
Just
You're gonna
one more
burn my
layer.
eye. It burns.
Did you know like they have like a milk? Onions have like a milk when you cut into them. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it is. Hmm.
Yeah. Side note. Sorry, I'm about to cook right now.
You you very observe. You observe everything. Wow. You're making me hungry. Mm, making me hungry on a Shattered Truth show in Carla and Brother Tim. Brother Tim, she's making me hungry, Brother Tim. She's making me hungry. Lou, she's making me hungry. Talking about onions.
I love onions and cheese and garlic. Man, those are my go-to.
Ooh wee. You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Garlic. Whoo. Yeah, you if you make it right, it's gonna be very, very good. Okay, Chef Carla. Miss Chef
No,
Carla.
no, no, no. I'm just laughing because I'm like, I may, as a teenager, hung out with a bunch of people that claimed to be vampires.
Right, right. Mhm.
I may have done some of their ritualistic stuff.
Uh-huh. Right.
Holy Ghost, and I eat a lot of garlic. I've been saved.
Ooh. You're a garlic woman. Now, would you make garlic chicken? You put garlic on your chicken when you roast it?
Nah, I'm just doing some like cheap girl chicken Alfredo.
Oh,
Something easy on
well,
the teeth.
well, I have my plate waiting, and pass it on. My tummy's growling, like I'm ready for this wonderful meal.
Yeah,
I
it's totally that
appreciate.
time.
Yes,
What
it
they
is. I
say?
appreciate.
You make potions. I
Yes,
did. I
potions,
did.
potions, and
I
lotions.
when I was early teens,
Uh,
or late adolescence, early adulthood.
mhm,
Um, I had a lot of availability and a lot of exposure to not godly things.
mhm.
Not like satanic cults or anything that extreme
Right.
back then. Later, yes, I would have exposure to that.
Extreme.
But yeah, what I thought started off real innocent that was encouraged, by people that are supposed to teach you right from wrong. Um, Turns out when I found out, it was doing potions and incantations and all of it.
And another thing about, taking paths and, making the right decision. Nobody ruins their life in one decision. Some do, some don't, right?
Yeah, at the time it was innocent. It was me and a neighbor. We were close, and
Neighbor, neighbor.
we would go out and come back at the weekend, and I'd have these little glass bottles, different colors.
Lou, Lou, Rob, you was married to a pagan, really, Lou. So how'd you feel about that, Lou? How'd you feel about that pagan worship you was on? Now, Lou, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I was, I was, connected to somebody that was pagan too, bro. Bro, it was hard to get away from pagan worship, bro. Brother Tim, it's hard to get off pagan tradition, right? It was hard. It's a fight because you see Christmas lights and you see the music and all this stuff. And you're like, wow, this is amazing. Did the devil make you think it looks good and feels good? Oh, what voodoo too? Oh, Lou Rock, bro. Hey, that voodoo is no joke. You need to go watch that documentary that Pastor Wally has, Revelation Jesus Christ Ministry, on YouTube. Check out the digital voodoo doll. You need to watch that. That is serious. Ain't that right, brother Tim? Is it digital voodoo doll, brother? I think that's what it is, right? Can you send him that link, brother Tim, of that documentary when you can, brother? I appreciate it. And October, 7 years. Wow. I will break the connection. Oh, okay. Wow.
That's crazy. My birthday is
So
October 7th.
yeah, yes, it is. Yes, wow, that's crazy. Wow,
I'm on the phone.
that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy, brother Tim. You had to break that connection. Connection. So it's Saint. Yeah.
I'm like, what's that?
Wow.
What's that? What?
He said creepy.
Oh, Saint.
Jeepy,
Yes,
Jeeper
girlfriend. Yeah.
creepers.
Love her. She's
Jeeper
amazing.
creepers. Jeeper creepers. Creepy, creepy.
You know what I find
It's
wonderful, ironic, and creepy is
what's that?
all my life having all the exposure to not godly things, and they had tampered with demonic things, astral
Yeah.
projections, all of that weird, creepy, crazy stuff.
But what's so
Is
amazing
when I got
is
saved,
uh
the first thing God does is, congratulations, you have the Holy Ghost. Here's your in the field training. Here's the Bible. Here's your instructions. Good luck.
mm.
You can
but
do it.
what's
It was
but what's
spiritual
so
warfare, man.
amazing what's so amazing when we was doing all that pagan worship and demonic stuff, he still protected us. He could have let us go and we could have been like damaged goods. We could have been gator bait. We could have been this tore all to pieces. He was protecting us during our sinful sinner days and in our wide path. He was protecting us on the wide path. Yeah, he was. Ain't it right, brother Tim? When we was out there on that wide path, he was still protecting us, right? Hoping and waiting for us to go onto that narrow path. Is I'm right or is I'm wrong, brother Tim? Wasn't he still protecting us when we was doing all that crazy stuff, brother? I mean, if you really look at it, yes. Okay, Miss Lovely Carla. Okay, Carla. I understand. I understand. Yeah, yes. Yeah. Straddle the fence. Yeah, we long time. Yes, man. It was a fight, man. It was a boxing match, 12 rounds of that bad boy. Ditto. Ditto. Miss Carla. Ditto. Yeah, brother Tim. I was straddling the fence a long time, man. And he still was there with us. The Most High was still there, bro. Like he was, like it's amazing. Like he could have been let us go, brother Tim. We could be somewhere we only could imagine, bro. We could be in a bad place right now if he wasn't protecting us when we were straddling the fence. Right, Lou? Straddle the fence, straddle the fence, but we can't straddle no more because we gotta go from that straddling. Oh, you don't know what that means? Oh. Hey, I know, right? You know, and another thing about the narrow path, you're gonna be walking alone on that narrow path. Ain't that right, brother Tim? It's a lonely walk. Play with fire too long, and you will be consumed. Yes, you will be consumed. Yes, you will. Hey, look, you don't want to play. You don't want to play with that fire, bro. It's gonna burn. It's gonna burn you. It's gonna burn you spiritually. I ain't talking about fleshly. I'm talking about spiritual. That's worse than flesh burning, right, brother Tim? You get burned spiritually. It's good night. Yes. Yep. Along with God. Yep. Over living in yep. Living in sin. Yep. Exactly. Lou Rock. Correct again, Lou Rock. Bingo. Lou Rock. You hit it around the head, buddy. You hit it right on the head. That is correct. That's absolutely correct. When you walking alone, and the truth, you'll stop drinking when you stop gossiping, when you stop chasing validation. Like I said, validation earlier. You'll stop all those bad habits, drinking, and all that good crazy stuff. You'll stop all that once you go on that narrow path. All your your bad habit you used to do will be erased because the Most High will get rid of them all of it. He will get rid of everything. So it will feel lonely on that narrow path because it is a lonely path. It's not exciting. Truth is not exciting. Truth hurts some people feelings. Who wants to be lied to each and every day? Right, the government is doing it to us now, lying to us each and every day. Right, brother Tim? The government is lying to us every day, especially NASA. They cater to the dragon, of course. Right, brother Tim? NASA's all in. Roman Catholics, everybody's all in one. They drinking the wine, right, brother Tim? They drunken. They drunken. Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. You know. Hey, brother, I'm thinking about the word of the stage. I can show you what goes on in my mind. Are you sure you can handle it if I show you what goes on in my mind? The vision I see in the night. Hey, brother Tim, the world, I'm thinking about the world is a stage, ain't it? With that song. People dying, many people are lying, and the preacher's lying. Talking about the mark. Boy, that's the word is a stage right there. Brother Tim. Mystery Babylon. Yep, they drunken off the wine of Babylon. They drunken. Yep, because they celebrate sin. Yes. Sin only feel good for a little while. It don't last forever. Sin is the wages of death. Ain't it right, brother Tim? That is correct. Correctamando. you know, Identity shift. We need to have an identity shift. It's identity transformation. We need a transformation. You don't wake up and try to be disciplined. You become a disciplined person. You don't try to be honest. You become someone who values truth. We need to value what we doing on this narrow path. It's value on that narrow path, you know, always. Because your habits follow identity. You can have a bad identity. That's because you're on that wide path. You have negative identity instead of the truth identity. You've been sober for 3 years. My mind frame is so different. Oh, you're free. You have that peace of mind now, right, Lou? Right? You have that peace of mind. That peace, that instant peace and joy, love and happiness. You found that. And drinking wasn't giving you peace. It tears you down. It wears you down. You say you don't trust Jews. Who does trust Jews? Who does? Hey, brother Tim, he said he don't trust Jews. Who does, Tim? Who trusts the Jews? 80% of Epstein files are all Jewish. Yo, New Rock, that with the Epstein. Only trust Yah. Yes, yes, Tim. Yes. 80% of Epstein files are all Jewish. Yeah, Lou Rock, you right. Legit, yeah. Too legit. Yeah, it's too legit on that one. That was legit, legit. Yes. Carla, that was legit. Because your habits follow your identity. The victim, you're a procrastinator, the insecure one, the angry one. You will act like it. Uh-oh, brother Tim with Elohim, with the Elohim, Elohim. Oh yeah, oh wow, wow. The wood, cannibal wood. Nah, your identity produces your behavior. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. The path you choose requires shedding the old self. You need to shed it, like you said, Carla. You need to shed that old skin off. Shed it off. It's disgusting. That sin is disgusting. You're shedding that old sin off. It's disgusting, ain't it? Shedding that sin off of your body. It's disgusting talking like, ugh. It's the disgusting thing in the world. Shedding your sin off to become a new creature for the most high, the new you. It really is. We need like the practical steps. We need practical steps. Eliminate one major distraction. We need to eliminate our one major distraction. If you haven't done that, make sure you eliminate one major distraction in your life. That has to go. It really does. Right. It has to go. Commit to one discipline daily. You need to be disciplined. Commit to one discipline daily. Take your time to be a disciplined person. Take it one step at a time. Become disciplined on a daily basis. Tell the truth, especially when it costs you. Aid it your choice. Audit your choice, whatever. Spend 30 minutes alone in reflection daily. You need to spend time alone with the Most High daily. Need to. Small shells, massive impact over time. We need that. We need it. We need it. We need it. Oh, Leroy say you hate lying because it always comes out anyway. It's easy to tell a lie. That's that destructive path, full of lies. It's hard to tell the truth, but it's easy to lie. It don't take much to lie. You can just say anything. It's not hard. It's the easiest thing in the world. That's what they doing now, lying to everybody. That's on another topic, but anyway. So before uh, people don't like the truth, but it will set you free. Yes, it will set you free. Like I said earlier, like a bird flying in the sky, free. See, a bird don't. One thing about a bird flying in the sky, he don't have a lot of traffic. He don't have a lot of distractions. He just floating out there in the air. He just flapping his wings and gliding and floating. He the bird's not worrying about too much. Up in that air. He's up there just enjoying the peace up there in the sky, and we down here and all the chaos and riffraff at work and all this craziness. The birds flying in peace up there in the sky. It must be nice. Or a hawk. Oh yeah, a hawk. Yep. Them eagles are peaceful. They be just floating peacefully. Like, yes, the hawks too. They be just floating up there. Peace of mind. That's the most peaceful animal. Like, they are the most peaceful animals. They don't get mad. I don't know. They might. I don't know. But they always look peaceful to me. Birds always peaceful, right? They always show up in your backyard. Yes, ain't they so peaceful, Rock? The birds are peaceful. But then when they hear a slightest sound that they don't like, they gone, they booking, they gone. One little disturbed sound, them birds are gone. Pew. Yeah, they are beautiful. You slightly see it different. People remember that yet the truth is always where they live. Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. Yep, yeah, exactly. Exactly, Carla. Exactly. You're exactly right. It really does. I mean, goodness gracious. This isn't about perfection at all. It's about intention, it's about discipline, it's about truth. Most people won't choose it, but if you're listening to this, maybe you will, change your mind one day. Somebody out there will be touched after this episode in for tonight. For sure. It's gonna touch somebody. Miss Carla, it's gonna touch somebody, somebody tonight. Tonight is your night. Tonight is your night on the Shadow True
Oh my
Show.
god, there's a cat.
Is a
Sorry.
meow?
As soon as I go to take it off, there's a
Oh my.
random cat. Kitty? Hello. I have a dog. You might want to
hello,
go.
hello, kitty. Hello, Miss Kitty Kitty. Kitty Kitty
Mira, stop
Kitty.
being a little cat whisperer over here.
Meow, meow, meow. That's what they're saying. Meow. That cat
No,
whisper.
you tried to come in my apartment.
The cat nipper. Where's the cat nipper? The cat
Oh,
nipper.
Lord. Hey,
Put it in
you
the
said
kettle.
something, and that's why I chimed in. Is like,
Chime
what
in.
is that? Isn't it said, and it might be the type of version of the Bible that I was reading at the time. So
Yes.
don't quote me on this. I'm gonna look it up here in a moment
Look
if she's all
it up.
right. But
Unclean bird. Unclean
didn't
for
it
bird.
didn't
Yeah,
by
yeah,
default, like, it was either Jesus or I think it was Jesus that said, God's perfect. Be
yeah.
like God, you know. So be perfect with him. So you
Right,
say
right.
perfect, it triggered me. I'm like, no, wait, hold on, the Bible says something on that.
Yeah,
Sure.
dude. Brother
Hey
Tim.
guys,
What's up,
I'm
brother Tim?
finally
Come
able
on
to talk.
in.
I'm finally able to talk. If you,
Hey, I was like, where my brother Tim at? Where's my brother at? I
well,
was
I
like,
was
Timmy.
taking advantage of walking because I haven't been able to really walk in like 6 weeks.
Okay, okay.
I
I'm
went to the
glad you made it
doctor
in on the
earlier.
wall. I'm glad you made it
Yeah,
in.
because yeah, ACL surgery after I tore my ACL in the last boxing match a year ago.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
um, yeah, I'm finally cleared to walk, and so I took advantage of it. I walked like a quarter mile and came back
It feels
using a
good. It feels
cane.
good to be back normal. It feels good.
Yeah, yeah, it sucks having to use crutches. But
The Most High was there with you at all times, and He was
yeah,
healing you longer with the doctors. The doctors were healing. The Most High was healing you more than the doctors. So
yeah, yeah,
because our bodies heal naturally. Because they want to
yeah,
keep stuffing them with pills, pills, pills. Take this, take this, take this pill, take that. But our body
yeah,
heals naturally. I know we
yeah,
need man to, fix our bones and stuff like that, but naturally we heal on our own. He created us. He created our bodies to heal by itself. Fight off germs and all that good stuff. And the government always doing stuff trying to get rid of the people with pills and all that stuff and get addicted to pills. That's on another topic. But brother Tim, that's correct, ain't it?
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I think with ligaments, I don't know. It's really hard to heal an ACL, though. Is the only thing. Like, I think very few people can heal an ACL.
Right,
Um,
right.
but yeah, different diseases and stuff. Like, there's natural remedies for different ailments. I didn't mean to interrupt you guys. I
Oh,
think
you
she
good,
may have
brother
been
You're
Tim.
talking.
good.
You
I was
good.
She may have been
hoping to hear
talking.
You're
from you.
good,
Yeah.
brother. You good. Yes, brother. We've been trying to get you on the shows. Like, hey, Miss Carla, how many times we trying to get him on the show? Like what? We were like what 3 episodes ago? We tried to get him on.
I wasn't counting, but as long as I've been on here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was counting. I was counting. Yeah, he was. He had a lot going on, but thank God he's back now with us on the Shadow Truth show, and he's been my co-host for a long time, a brother to me, and everything, and he helped me out a lot. So I appreciate him and his family over there, and shout out to my brother Will. He was a part of the show too. He helped. he helped, keep this show going along with Brother Tim and rest of the people, out there that was here with me always, And I miss Brother Will. I tried to give him a call. I didn't get anything, Tim. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
must have
I
pissed me off.
I got a hold of him. I called him after I left the doctor earlier. Um,
Mhm.
and he's got a lot going on. Like he had to move out of his place because remember I told you about his family, and
Yeah,
it's kind of a rough situation. So
right.
he there was a lot of stuff that was stored at the place he was staying at, so he's had to like, yeah, he's been kind of caught up on that. I did tell him, that we invited him to a podcast, but
I always want to invite
I
him.
think
He's
he
been
was
here
about to
since
meet up
day
with
one.
his. I think his daughter was in jail, and he wants to spend time
Mhm.
with her. So
Okay. Well, he's been
that's
here
what he
with
was
us
telling
since
me.
day one. He always the Shadow Truth family. He always been here. We always gonna be family. You know, we all did shows together. We built this up. Brother Tim. All of us built this up. To where it's at
Yeah,
now.
family and Messiah. Yeah, family and
Yes,
Messiah. It's what it's all about.
yes,
Yeah,
yes. You remember
yeah,
the episode when we was talking about the Anunnakis, the aliens, and Brother Will was on that episode. You remember that episode? That's like what 2023?
yeah, yeah. I think I
Yeah,
remember.
that was
Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
a
Well, Will and I actually we were just talking because I just saw a video pop up on YouTube. Marcus Rogers posted about.
what Market say.
He believes that
I
Trump
like to do a show with
and
Marcus.
Obama are about to, or maybe preparing for a alien invasion or something. But we know, like, because there's talk of Trump releasing all the files, I guess, on all the UFOs. And
Wow.
I just actually sent you that link to your cell phone, but
Yeah, I saw it pop up. Yeah,
um,
I saw that. I'm gonna check
he
it
he
out.
just went live with it. I think like 30 minutes ago. But
Okay.
that's the
So what
thing.
do
We
you
know
make
what
of that?
aliens really are,
Yeah, yeah,
huh?
the Anunnakis. They gave
Well, they're fallen angels, I believe.
fallen angels.
I believe they're
And they
fallen
gave
angels.
man knowledge, right? They gave man knowledge to, do things, certain things, right?
Oh
And
yeah, back in Genesis 6.
yes, it
Well,
is
that's
Genesis.
the thing I was talking to him about because
Mhm.
there's two different beliefs when it comes to the sons of God back in Genesis 6. So
Right.
like he actually believed that they were on of Adam's line because there was a seed war in the garden between
Wow.
the seed of the serpent and the seed of the woman. The
Right.
seed of the woman, which is Adam's seed, um,
Mhm.
actually runs all the way through the line of Yahusha, Jesus. So like David, Noah, like Jesus is directly related. Yahusha is directly related to David, to Noah, Enoch, all the way to Adam. He's directly related to Adam. But there was another seed, apparently. Um, it talks about in Genesis 3. It's deep, but um, I think in Genesis 6, uh, I believe fallen angels came down and they messed with human DNA possibly. And the same thing is happening again. We were talking
Mhm.
about the vaccine uh,
Right.
and the nanotechnology and all that stuff that's going on. So they're manipulating stuff again. It's fallen angel technology too. A lot of all the technology, basically, AI is also a part of it, I think, as well. So, um, and we're down to the feet and toes of that statue as described in Daniel's dream. Iron mixing with clay, but they don't cleave to one another. I think it's probably part of it. You know, so um, it's going to be weird. We got some deception coming for sure.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
So I just noticed that. But
I'm
I don't know.
still
You
waiting
guys were
on,
talking about something when I got on. I can't remember what it was. It was about uh, the path. Like there's two ways, I guess. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
obviously,
Narrow path and
yeah.
destructive path. Yeah. That's
Well,
the
yeah,
destructive path is sin. That's the sin.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
really, it's like we're given the choice. Like Satan, he chose his own path. Like he chose to elevate himself, and he said he could be higher than God, obviously. And he was really close to God. He was the covering cherub as described in Ezekiel. And then he was cast. There was a war, and he was cast out of heaven. And we were created in the image of Yah. Come here, come on, Ariel, come inside.
Mm.
Freaking dog, she won't. Dog
You
just
good.
running all over the place. But
Mm.
so we were created in the image of God. We all have a mind, we all have a body, we all have a spirit, and I think it's connected to who God is. God is, you know, or Yahuwah. He is the Father, is the creator of everything. Like he's the mind behind it all, and then God in action is the Son. We were talking about this earlier. He's like, and then the Spirit obviously is the Spirit. The Spirit they both share. And I don't necessarily, I like, there's so much of this different doctrine stuff going around. There's a mystery behind it about, the Godhead. A lot of people believe in the Trinity doctrine. Uh, I, I don't, when I'm reading Genesis 1, I read John 1, uh, it says the Father begat the Son, so he was the firstborn of all creation. He wasn't born, or he wasn't created by the Father. He is like, the way I see it is like he is essentially the Father is the Son is the Word. He is the action of the Father. So because it's like they're one in each other, and so the Holy Spirit, we believe in the Son, obviously, who died for us, and he, we're saved through that belief and through walking in faith, and the Holy Spirit is the one who enables us to walk in the Spirit. Obviously, we can't do it on our own strength. We have to decide to submit to Him and to His ways fully. There's only two ways. It's either you do it your own way or you do it His way, I guess you could say. So,
Or you could do it
Right.
with
the
the
middle
enemy. So there's 3 ways.
Yeah. There you
well,
go. There
well,
you go. I knew it.
honestly, I think the enemy, that is, like, in a way, you are kind of like, if you do it your own way, like self. It's all about
That's why.
elevation of self, I
Yeah.
guess you could say, because that's what Satan did. Satan was
Yeah.
jealous of us because he was an angel created to be. He was created to lead all the other angels in worship,
And that
and
was
he wasn't created
the
like we were. We were created like we were in the image of God,
right.
basically, but we were given dominion over the earth, and Satan
Right.
was mad about it because he was once um, in the presence of God, I think, and he was really like close to God, and I think he was just jealous, honestly, possibly. I mean, it was pride. Pride is the
Right.
original sin. He wanted to be higher than
Mhm.
God, or be like God. He wanted to be like God. So
So the Satanists,
yeah,
do it their will. Lester Crowley, Antoine LaVey, the Temple of Set.
yeah, do what thou will. Yeah, like,
Yeah,
so. I mean, in a way, it's like, well, I'm going to do
yeah.
whatever I want to do, and
That's how the devil works.
in a way, it's kind of
Mhm.
like you're choosing like his side. You're choosing Satan's side, even if you say, "Well, I don't worship Satan."
Right.
There's so many Satanists that even say like, "I
Right.
don't." They say, "Well, I'm not worshiping the actual devil. I'm just doing what thou will," or
Yep.
something.
That's it. Yep.
Which is
It's a difference. It's a difference.
that's his path. That's Satan's path. He decided to do
Yep.
his own thing. He wanted to
Yep.
be like God.
It's your
We
thing.
we
Do
can't
what
be
you
the
want to
God.
do.
We can't be the gods of our own lives, because the very life that we live, obviously, is was created by the Creator. It was given to
Right.
us. We have to give glory to Him. We're created to give glory to Yahuwah. Uh, Ever since the beginning, though, there's been a war between. I mean, there's another seed. It's. I think Satan has his own seed, and there's probably people that, unfortunately, are along that line that are just, they can't. I don't know.
Question.
Uh,
So who made
yeah.
the adversary, the enemy, Satan, all that? Who made them? God, right?
Who ma-
So
who
ultimately, the
made?
bottom line is, even if, let's say, there is a seed of the enemy,
Yeah.
by default, who does he belong to? The one who made him, who made him. So it all follows under his authority. It's just the archangels had that choice as well. But we have authority. We don't have power. Holy Ghost is the
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I had to
Um,
mute.
it's like it's kind of hard to like explain it, I guess. I mean,
It
like as we're
is
studying the scriptures too and understand it, because like a lot of people they ask that question, like, did God create evil?
because
Did he
darkness is
create it?
ignorant,
I mean, I think
and they know that.
he he allows, like, he's allowing Satan to have free reign for a certain amount of
Yeah,
time, I believe,
yeah. His
because he had
time
a
about up
plan.
though.
But
Mm-hmm.
he's already lost it, like the power's gone. His power's
Mm-hmm.
gone, really,
It
uh,
is.
because Yahusha took that away from him. He took it away from him at the cross, and when he rose again. So really, at this point, it's he's already been overcome. He's already been overcame, but like our flesh is what is left that we have to contend with. Like we do it our like if we choose to reject God or reject His Son, we're basically, you know, I think you're putting yourself on the enemy side. You're being used by the
Yes.
enemy. Like we have that choice,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. And like people that unfortunately they say, well, I don't choose. I'm going to be neutral. Well, you're going to get sucked in either way. It says in the book of Revelation that the whole world will be deceived. But we know that, like, if we're saved, we're not of the world. You know, he who loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. You know, we can't love the world and love the Father. We can't have two masters as well. You know, that's the thing. Like for so long though, I was living in the world for so long and straddling the fence and playing with fire. But we're coming to a point in time, especially I think with the tribulation, you can't do that. We're not gonna be able to do that, especially when persecution comes, I believe. In tribulation, and you know, it's that's when we're really gonna find out, you know. But it does say in Second Timothy, I think 3. I'd have to actually go to the actual verse, but it says, whoever believes in the name of the Messiah must must turn away from iniquity or turn away from sin. So we have to turn away from sin completely. That's the choice. We have to choose to submit to the Holy Spirit and let Him consume us completely, and just die to ourselves. I mean, we are dust, and to dust we're going to return anyway. So in a way, we have to let go of this flesh so we can become ashes. We can't be burned if we're ashes anyway. But all the
Right.
wicked are going to become ashes in the judgment, and
Right. They gonna assume, right,
they're
brother
not going to
Tony?
be. Yeah, yeah.
They're gonna
They're
be.
walking dead people basically.
Yeah.
If you reject the Son, then you know you're a walking dead person basically. You're
Like
not
the
born
TV
again.
show Walking Dead. They say it all the time. The Walking Dead. They mock you
Yeah.
every day. You know.
What's that? There's a saying too. I saw. Um, if you if you only live once, you will die twice, or something like. Oh no, if you're only born once, born again once. If you're only born once, you will die twice. But if you're
Mhm.
born twice, you will only die
Right.
once.
Yeah, I think that's
I
what it
mean,
is. It's a,
you're born again. You're born in the flesh, but you're born again through the Spirit, and so you're not. You're only going to die physically. I mean, unless you're still here whenever
whoever say that life lose it, right?
Yahusha shows up.
Whoever say that
When
life lose
Yahusha
it, life,
shows up,
right?
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, that's what it is.
yeah. What
Well, we
I was reading. Haha,
right.
kids are playing, having a good time.
Yes.
Spiritual death,
Um,
yeah. Existing, lacking Yahweh versus reborn, yeah, yeah.
that's
Um,
it.
you. I'm going to send you a picture of that book, Calvin. Maybe you can send that to Carla about the name too. I
Okay.
think she'll
I
find
will.
it interesting. I think she can order on Amazon. she should look into it. Remember when I was talking about the father's name?
Right.
There's a lot of
Lou Rock.
information, a lot of really useful information. It's really good
Yes, right.
about the beginning of his existence, and like the actual name of the father. Actually, in the Hebrew pictograph of the name means "behold hand," "behold Nell." Literally,
That's right.
that's what like
Mm-hmm.
the name means. And Yahusha, because he came in the father's name. Jesus is actually a Romanized name, but most people don't realize it
Yep.
because the Greek language
That's
did it.
right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because any name ending with sus was meant to give honor to Zeus. I mean, I'm not saying there's power in the name, but like the true name, he came in the Father's name, and the Jews actually, the Pharisees, they rejected him obviously, and they mocked him and called him
That's right.
Yeshua, which actually means to cry out in distress. But Shah means to, I think Shah means salvation. So Yahusha actually means Yahuwah, or the Father is my deliverer, or is salvation. So the
Right.
Father sent the Son to save us, is essentially
Mm.
what his name means. So it's pretty good. I I need to send that the picture of that book to you. I'm
Yeah,
gonna send
send
it
it
to
to
her.
me. I'll send it to I'll send it to her. All right, brother Tim, we
I
gotta
think
end
it's
this
gonna be
show for
important too because
it is.
I think it's gonna be important too because like Satan is probably gonna at some point show up as Jesus to the world and probably try to
Yeah,
deceive the whole world. Like
right.
like the white pictures of Jesus that you see everywhere. I
Yeah.
won't be surprised if he shows up
Boy,
and
can you
also uses the
imagine?
name.
That's crazy. We was all following that. Like we thought that was him. Years ago, we
Yeah.
actually thought that was him. That
Well,
that was that is crazy. I just thought
well,
about
yeah.
that. Wow.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, he's the Lion of Judah. He's from the darkest tribe of Israel. So he obviously was not white, and that's actually a picture of a Pope's son. Actually, this is the Roman
Mm-hmm.
Catholic Church for you. I mean, Rome Rome did so much stuff. They hijacked the Hebrew scrolls back in 70 AD when they destroyed the temple. Council of Nicaea, they chose what was put in and out of the Bible. There's a lot of stuff that we don't know that they're trying to hold back, but because we're coming to the end of the sixth day, we're almost there. Knowledge is increasing at a rapid rate. I mean, the true knowledge, the knowledge that we're supposed to know, obviously, in Revelation, but also just a lot of useless information, especially like with the internet. Like technology's exploded, so
Yeah, it has.
prophecy is coming to fulfillment fast.
Right. Right. It's fulfilling each and every day on a rapid pace. Like it's you blink,
Isaiah
it
40, I think, yeah, Isaiah 46:10 said it says, I think in order to understand the end, you have to go back to the beginning. Yeah, aha,
he said
freaking Blue Rock.
too much salt. That's funny. Lou Rock. Carla said too much salt.
Ironically, a Jew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lou Rock. That's my buddy, Lou Rock, man. He's a Lou who water one done, LOL. All right, we got to end this show for tonight. Anything else before we end the show, ladies and gentlemen? Miss Carla, anything you need to say? Once again,
Yeah, I mean, God wrote it, told it. He came down and was it, went back, and now he's coming back. So it's all God. He won. We done. It's good. We don't
it's
need to
all
trip. Like,
good.
just get with him. It's all right.
That's right. It's
For
all
all you
good.
know, you don't need to know. Just
That's right. Go right to him. He give you all the answers you need, everything that you need.
you're
Cause
gonna kill
he's
me, bro.
only your friend.
Wait for my flight.
He's only your friend. All right. We gotta end this show. Brother Tim, anything else? anything. Going once, going twice.
Love y'all. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure.
Once again. And if you like this episode, if it hits you, share it with someone who's ready to level up with truth. This isn't about perfection. It's about intention. It's about discipline. It's about truth. And it will set you free. Most people won't choose it. But if you listen to this, maybe you're one of the few. Stay disciplined. Stay aware. And remember, the path few choose is hard, but it leads somewhere worth going. And always remember, this is your host, Shattered, and my co host, Miss Lovely Carla. This is the Shattered Truth and Carla Show. Y'all have a blessed night. Spin the wheel. Deuces.